Hello folks, a very warm welcome to another video here in the Microsoft Sim. We are once again flying the gorgeous beast that is the Flysimware Cessna 414AW Chancellor. That's quite a mouthful. This aircraft that seems to be in perpetual beta has just been updated to version 2.5.0. So as has become the custom here on the channel, I'm going to take a look at the update on a flight from a place in Iceland to another place in Iceland. And as you can see, a recent update at least, I don't know whether it was this update or a previous one, has added pasajeros to the cabin, as well as my constant, well, almost constant companion, certainly my favourite companion, Jude up front. We also have some of Jude's Icelandic friends chomping at the bit, you can see, to go flying. They look like they have just been, well, spending a little bit too much time together on a family vacation. That's kind of what it looks like. You got a kid in the back. Hang on, we will maybe visit the cabin. There's old mate down here. The kid, oh geez, he looks absolutely despondent. At least he's got the space up the back to himself. He's got the rear to himself. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Hey Jude, look at old mate down there. He looks really pissed off, doesn't he? Yeah, jeez. It doesn't bode well for yours truly. Anyway, folks, Flysimware Chancellor version 2.5.0. Let me show you where we are and where we're going. And little nav map is, of course, our friend to do just that. So we're beginning our journey in a place called, oh boy, Hornafjordur. How'd I go, Icelandic viewers? Do I have any? Hornafjordur. I'm gonna go with that. All right. We're going to end up at a place called Keflavik. Now I think I've got that pretty much on the money. Keflavik. Bit hard to get that wrong, although I probably haven't got the subtle nuance that an Icelandic person would place on it. But yeah, to an old Australian like myself, that's Keflavik, and we're going to go. So we're going from Hornafjordur to Keflavik via, oh geez, Skaftafell? How's that? That's not bad. And Hella. Oh, I love it. Hella. Yeah, hella difficult for an old fella to pronounce some of these names. Beautiful and very cold country of Iceland, folks. And we're going to have company on this flight, I can tell already, with birds and dogs in attendance. Anyway, folks, it's an FS economy run. We're taking 5 passengers across Iceland. En route, we're going to have a look at what the update to the aircraft has brought. Maybe talk a little bit about developments in the recent world of simming and any other bullshit that I can come up with to fill sort of 20 minutes of footage. Anyway, let's go flying. Alright, so startup has been achieved. I just happened to glance at the windsock here. We've got a stiff breeze. We've got a stiffy. We've got Jude on board. How could we not have a stiffy? But in this particular case, I'm referring to the strength of the wind. 17 knots blowing right across the strip. Oh, previous experience with this aircraft, with stiffies, has shown me that it's quite a handful to execute a vaguely smooth departure when you've got a decent crosswind. There's the cabin. He looks really pissed off. Well, it's about to get a whole lot worse for you, pal, when you see what's going to happen as we try and take off with a 17 knot crosswind. Anyway, we'll just have a... Sorry, Jude. Oh, Jude. Hello. I was gonna do something else here, but... Jude. How can I resist? Sorry, folks. I can resist. Oh, look at this one. Jesus. Look at that for a chiseled cut. Holy crap. Anyway, we might visit the cabin and meet our passengers in more depth during the flight. I may get up close and uncomfortable with Jude again as well. She's like a magnet. Oh, Jude, the glasses too. I love that. Oh, Folks, I better get us out onto a runway here before this turns into a whole different type of video. Alright, lined up runway 18, and yeah, look, I think the fact that we've got this much snow coverage... Hang on, why am I moving? I don't want to be moving yet. Let me just cut the power a little bit. So much snow coverage on the ground is this bug that you find in different parts of the world. I mean, the outside air temperature today is looking like it's about 15 degrees Celsius or something like that. We're virtually at sea level. I mean, we are in Iceland, but we're in the middle of the Icelandic summer. Yeah, so wouldn't expect to see a dusting of snow here. It's that really annoying bug that I don't know the exact explanation, the ins and outs. I'm not a techie, but I come across it quite regularly, as do other people in this sim when we run live weather. Anyway, 16 knots across the nose, folks. Planning a cruise of 8,500. Planning to go VFR because it looks like an absolutely beautiful day, if not a little gusty. Should we do this thing? I'm going to go flapless. I normally take off with one stage of flap, but I'm advised that normal takeoff in this aircraft does not require the use of flaps. We're squawking, we've got trim set, we've got landing lights on, local barrow, all that sort of stuff. So we'll introduce some juice. Basically have to go full right aileron here. And we're going to dance on the pedals. Introduce a bit more juice. We'll see if we can keep this somewhat straight. Oh, having trouble already. Airspeed is definitely alive. We're just zigzagging our way down the strip here. Coming up through 80. We're keeping it on the centerline pretty well. Here's 90 knots. I might try and rotate about here if we can. There we go. Hey, there we go. Yeah, a little bit of crosswind correction there. Gear can come up. You get the pitchy bobby stuff. I don't know whether our friend Flysimware has fixed that. I've mentioned that in previous videos. The pitchy bobbiness of this aircraft. Technical term there. Oh, look, this is bloody beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous part of the world. Just kind of wish the powder was not there. Let's come back on the prop a little bit. We might make that right hand turn onto our track towards our first waypoint. It's whatever that place is called. Look, so far it's, in terms of handling, it's probably better than it was. I don't know whether, I'll find out during the course of this flight exactly what has been changed, but it feels a little bit more stable than what it was, although the test will really be when we engage Georgie and see whether we're getting that porpoising type effect to hold altitude. We'll kind of fly heading for around about 280, intercept our track. We've got some hills to get over by the looks of it. Just retrim. Climbing out at about 135 knots and doing about 1,500 feet a minute. And we've got 5 packs on board, about 100 odd gallons of fuel, something like that. I don't know whether this fuel totalizer actually works. Sometimes it seems to, but then other times not so much. So we're going to have a headwind for this flight. She's certainly bright. The sky is bright, isn't it? Reflecting off the snow coverage. Beautiful. Yeah, so handling pretty well at the moment. Just a nice gentle left-hand turn. Our wing strength is increasing as we climb, as you would typically expect. And my guess is as we get closer to these hills, we might experience a little bit of light chop, which is to be expected, fairly realistic. Kind of how things work. Wind making its way over uneven terrain, you often get a few bumps. What we'll do here is we're going to go yaw damper flight director autopilot. So we'll get Georgie to do some flying. Just roll and pitch hold at the moment, thanks Georgie. We'll go IAS mode. Yeah, look, we'll cruise climb at about 140. this will get us up there in a reasonably good time. Up through 3,100. We've got the mixture just about right. We start leaning that a little bit. I'll bring the props up a tad. Alright, so far so good. We'll intercept that track, so we'll go into sort of a nav hold now, Georgie. We might take an outside view for those that like that sort of thing. A little bit close. Oh, beautiful. Iceland, at least the eastern side of Iceland. It looks like some genuine ice here. Some, what do you call them? What do you call these things? Glaciers. There you go. Comes to me eventually. Jude, we get there eventually, don't we? Hey, just got to give the old fella a bit of time. You know all about it, Jude. You know what I'm talking about. Old mate, look at that. I don't know that we're going to get him any closer to happiness during the course of this flight. He looks a little bit short, little fella, compared to Jude and I. We look quite tall. Anyway, folks, we are on climb to 8,500 VFR cruise across to the other side of Iceland. In the next segment, when we will be established in the cruise, I will look at the updates to version 2.5.0 of this aircraft. Alright, so we are established in the cruise, folks. We are rocking and rolling. We've got a decent headwind in front of us. That's generally where headwinds will be found. 35 knots on the nose, probably 33 pure on the nose as we head towards our first waypoint of, what's it called? I don't remember it being called Hoffen. Maybe it was. I thought it was started with an S. I could be mistaken. I really should pay more attention, folks. Anyway, we're going to Bravo India Sierra Lima, and then to Hela, and then to Keflavik. We're about an hour away from touchdown in Keflavik, fighting this headwind. We're only doing 166 over the ground. Ugh, that's very ordinary. TASing at just under 200. I do the sums. Now, what you're seeing here is a lot of white, right? So this is a combination of things. A combination of the sort of the way that this sim sort of displays the view outside, view through the windscreen. It can be overly bright. Now, I've also made it worse because I've changed my NVIDIA filter. Let me show you that. Brightness and contrast. I've actually increased the exposure considerably. Now, I do that to make it look more realistic to me in general. But it probably does overcook it at times. Like that's blinding at the moment. Let me try and get that down. That makes it a little bit, oh well, it makes it tinted green anyway. I might leave that down just because I haven't done that before. Yeah, so I kind of make the Sims representation looking through the windscreen. At times it's worse, but my settings, my NVIDIA filter settings, which I must sort of post on the website or something, just for my own reference, because at some point I'm going to change them and wish that I knew what I'd changed them from. Yeah, it kind of works. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that I make the sim look worse, but I don't. I actually get a lot of, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Folks, should we have a look at the changes in version 2.5.0? I think we should, and end this misery. Anyway, I really tied myself up in a verbal knot there trying to explain why I set my filters, NVIDIA filters, the way I do. It actually works for me the majority of the time, but there are some consequences to it. That's what I was trying to say. Find what works for you. Set up your sim, to look the way you want it to look. That's the bottom line. Folks, this is the changelog, version 2.5.0 that comes with the aircraft. Every release, every beta release, and how many often have there been, comes with this changelog. So, we'll just work through it. I won't go through every point because I just had a quick skim and there's a whole lot of updates. I didn't expect it. I've missed a couple of updates since the last video I made. I can't remember what version that was. I've missed a couple in between by the looks of it, and now I come back to it at 2.5.0. So exterior livery decals now have a new method to produce better lines. Okay. Updates. RMI will no longer show. Yep. Okay. Control lock got updated for the checklist. There's a control lock. I really should pay more attention. Cabin door light switch and pilot door light switch both turn on from the cockpit overhead. Courtesy light. Yeah, good. Instrument camera views had all white exterior door. Okay, I don't use them. Back course mode was displaying. Don't think I've ever flown a back course approach. The voltometer alternators will not display a value. Battery amps. The landing light now draws power only when in transition. I mean, that's incredible detail, isn't it? But how many people would notice that? I don't know. Not a criticism. The developer's going for the highest degree of authenticity that he can do. Avionics was using a much higher draw based on. Okay, right. Landing light will not turn on bulb until the landing light position is fully extended. Wow. Yeah, this detail. Needles, tablet fuel page now shows live CG information. Oh. We might have a look at the tablet. I did have a quick glance at that in selecting the packs just before we started the flight. Nose locker is split into two payload sections. Tablet payload page color coded. Yep. Engine torque was causing the plane to drift roll left and is now realistic. Thank you. Magneto Prop sync updated. Okay. And Okay, and then there was a 2.4.1 hotfix, which had a whole bunch of updates, and a 2.4.0. Yep. Okay, so there's... I mean, have a look at it. Look at the list of changes since 1.5. I mean, just huge. Again, hats off to the developer for the amount of work that he's putting in. I don't want to say this. That he's putting into making this aircraft better all the time. We are getting significant deviation from our selected altitude here. Yeah, when you've got a breeze at that strength, you're getting it. When I take this visor off, see how it gets just total white? Definitely, but that's quite nice. I kind of like that effect. And look, you're flying over on a beautiful day, flying over a whole lot of white stuff and getting all that reflection. And the sky can be pretty bright. Right? So we kind of, and I've been one of them, I kind of whinge about how we get this whiteout effect, particularly at altitude, but I could do this all day. Up and down, up and down. You've heard that before, Jude, haven't you? Anyway, folks, we continue the journey in the next segment closer to our destination. Might have a little chat about recent developments in the world of flight simulation and then make approach into Keflavik. So I just realised in that last segment where we were looking at the changelog, I made a comment that we would look at the tablet. Here is said tablet. It's quite nice. It's come along. He's improved it during the course of this perpetual beta. This page kind of looks the same as it did early on, and then you've got the weather display. So yeah, 33 knots right on the nose. All the other gear. This bit has improved. The color coding thing. Is that... Oh, okay, I'm working it out now, folks. Cargo wing lockers are down here. Nose locker is here. Gotcha. Avionics bay down here. Gotcha. Now I've worked it out. So this is where you can change the packs. Every seat comes with 2 options, except for seat number 5. Our pissed off fella, Rick. Yeah, he looks like a Rick. You can have him. How do I do this? This will be a challenge. Wasn't planning on doing that. That's Rick, right? Looking forward. And now I can get Rick looking back. Rick looking back like this. There's Rick looking back. Oh, he's changed his shirt. Was he in jeans before? I don't know. He's looking back. What's he looking back at? He's looking back at the kid. Is he? Yeah. All right. So what's the kid's name? Kid's name would be Bobby, or you could have Jake back there. 25-year-old Jake. All right. Here we go. Jake would be. Oh, there's. Well, geez, that's a change. Oh, he looks much happier. Look at him. Jude, am I inside you? It's a question you've heard once or twice, Jude. I think am I inside you, Jude? Hang on. Let me. That's Jake. Perhaps he's wondering about his life choices and how he ends up in this place. This woman here, she looks. That is just a heck of a do, eh? Serious amounts of hairspray in there. Can I go back here? I'm going to try and go back. Here we go. Here's old mate. I don't know what his name is. Oh, jeez, he looks like he had a big night. Boy, oh boy. Mate, what planet are you on? Oh, boy. Alright, and here's old love. Don't know what her name is either. She looks a bit like a, I don't know, a bit like a Greta. Greta, there's old Jakey. And what's this place? This is Rick. Why are you so happy, Jake? You don't get to be happy, mate. And then we've got, alright, where can I go here? Turn around, camera the other. Oh, jeez. That's scary. And who we got here? Here we go. Oh, sorry, love. I didn't mean to poke it. Poke? Peek down your shirt. Serious looking woman. Serious Sally. And of course, up front, a lovely Jude. And she's gorgeous from any angle. Anyway, folks, the tablet was the focus. Then we've got fuel. That looks different than it used to. And it shows the current centre of gravity, and we're getting back towards the aft limit there. It shows our range and all that sort of stuff. You can fill the tanks here. That's pretty nice. And then, of course, you've got your checklist and all that sort of stuff. Do these work? Are you supposed to click on them? Is that how it works? Maybe they're not active yet. I don't know. Anyway, folks, that is the tablet. We continue the journey. I will join you for an approach into Keflavik. Right, well on descent to Keflavik at this time, folks. We're about 12 miles away. This is coming down through 3,000. Been fighting that headwind all the way across Iceland, and we've still got 24 knots on the nose. So we're looking at an approach to runway 28 would be my guess. We'll make a visual. We've been flying at 8,500, although we've been in and out of clouds, so technically not VFR. But I won't tell if you don't. We are seeing some ground textures here on this side of Ireland. Looks to be properly represented. Temperature is, about 2 or 3 degrees Celsius at this point. I might go into a little bit of heading mode here, Georgie. We'll give Georgie a rest at 2,000, and then we'll hand fly the rest of the way down. Just been catching up on what's happening in the world of simulation with respect to this simulator. There is some stuff happening over in the other sim. I speak of X-Plane. X-Plane 12 looks to be imminent, which is a good thing. Looking forward to it. We'll take Georgie out at this point, I think. Thanks, mate. Done an admirable job getting us across Iceland. Do appreciate it. But yeah, over here in the Microsoft Sim, it looks like A2A are going to release their Comanche before too much further time has passed. They've released some preview shots, etc. Nice to see A2A enter the world of the Microsoft Sim. I was a very happy customer of theirs over there in the FSX P3D world, although the Comanche was one aircraft of theirs that I didn't own. Will I pick it up for this sim? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not investing a lot in terms of payware aircraft of late. Becoming very frugal. Some may say tight with where I invest my dollars. Getting a little bit low here on profile, so we'll just lower that rate of descent, just level out for a bit, pass down through cloud. Probably left of the extended centerline for 2.8 is my guess. Looking at the display. Hoping for visual conditions here at the field. Please. There we go. We are certainly left of the extended centerline. Got the runway lights in sight through the cloud. Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, so A2A are bringing their Comanche, which is very positive news for the sim. Sim update 10 will arrive, I think, next month. I think the beta is not too far away. Those that like to enter into such things, I am not one of them. We're going to take first stage of flap here, thanks. Yeah, I think the beta is on its way in the next few days, and then hopefully released to the community at large in August. Hopefully this time the developers actually pay attention and take note, take action, based on the feedback that the beta testers give them. Because it appears to me that they tend to ignore a lot of stuff. This headwind's holding up all the way down. That's runway 28 Keflavik. We are high. We're going to take gear at this point as well. Yeah, nice headwind to land into. Yeah, but in terms of this aircraft and this update, the perpetual beta as I refer to it, yeah, it continues to get better. And I continue to admire the developer for continuing to improve the aircraft. At some point, it's going to be a general release. We expect at some point in 2022. But we live in interesting times. We live in really interesting times. Just hearing word come through that old mate Bojo, Boris Johnson, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, has resigned at long last. Well, some people will feel at long last. He may have his supporters. I know he has a hell of a lot of enablers, and they need to spend some time in the room of mirrors and have a good bloody look at themselves. As do Trump supporters, as do supporters of the previous Conservative government here in Australia. That's just my personal opinion. A little bit of political stuff on final runway 28, Keflavik, Iceland, folks. I'll take this opportunity to, nice and early, to say thank you for your company on another video. Thank you for your support. I know I don't make frequent videos these days, but I've got another one in the pipeline. Hopefully get to make that later on today and release that to the channel. I do appreciate all of the support. Anyway, runway 28. Just gently wean off the power, go into a bit of a flare. Gets a little bit sensitive there. A little bit sensitive. We're going to get it on. We are center line, braking. We're going to come to a very quick stop here with that headwind. I think. Yeah, we'll get off on the left-hand side here. There was a taxiway I noticed just off the... Yep, there we go. Yeah, thanks for your company, folks, and another video. I'll continue to make videos of this aircraft as it gets updated. Not every update, obviously. I tend to miss a few, but yeah, we'll find a spot to park somewhere here at Keflavik, folks, and I shall bid you farewell. I hope you're well. Stay well. Keep enjoying your simming, and bye for now.